Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Your Sports Podcast. My name is Lachlan Turner, one of your co-hosts,
And I'm your other handsome co-host, Liam McDonald.
and
Oh, there's no need for that face, mate.
I apologise
I'm
for
only
that.
speaking facts.
All right. I'll let you have this fun, considering that I get everything else most of the time. The links to our socials will be in the description down below. So
Nailed it.
I nailed that, and yes, so don't be afraid to check them out because we should be posting more and more now as we hopefully become a bit more consistent after.
Consistency.
Well,
What is
look,
that?
I feel like behind the scenes we've got to kind of like have a tough talk about what we need to do. And I feel like that's warranted as well, but we won't get into that, right?
Bit like how the Essendon Scan department need a tough talk about that, how they shouldn't draft another small midfielder.
Well, that's exactly right. And well, you start off with AFL, and that's what we're going to kick off with. I know the warm-up World Cup's just finished. Yes, I said warm-up World Cup because that's what it is. No one cares about T20. I certainly don't. Cricket fans shouldn't care about T20, right? It's a terrible format. But there is one particular player that, and as we all know, I'm a Bomber supporter, right? And I really do care about the club and where they're going. But I like
Brisbane get Ashcroft. Brisbane instantly win the draft.
I honestly like what the Bombers have done, and I know I say this every year, but I generally like what they did this trade period. They went and got a partner for Peter Wright in Sam Wiedemann, who's going to partner with him. And similarities. Wiedemann lacked confidence, Wright lacked confidence at Gold Coast, and now we saw what he did. He won the best and fairest and kicked over 50 goals. Good on him.
Literally, Weidman's going to actually thrive because he's actually going to get played.
Exactly, and not get dropped after one bad game. And Will Setterfield, he's coming to Western, a club that he bagged for as a kid as well, really for more midfielder opportunity, which I know sounds strange considering all the midfielders that the Bombers had. But the one thing that this guy has, Setterfield has, compared to the others, is size. Now, in the last two games that he played for Carlton, he was given his opportunity in the guts, and he actually outperformed Patrick Cripps in both those games. So
not bad, kid, not bad.
And he's at the around that age, he'd be 24, 25. So he needs to really start.
I'll fact check you.
He'd be the same age as McGrath. So we're saying he was born in 98. Yeah, he'd be 20. He'd be going on 23, 24 next season. So, but I think what'll make the Bombers.
He's 24.
24. Okay. Thank you. What'll make the Bombers get a big tick for an offseason, like a genuine pass mark, is if they draft this particular kid from South Australia. Now, this kid, he kind of turned off. Like a lot of clubs were kind of turned off by him, reportedly, because of how confident he was in himself.
Self-belief is a negative.
Apparently so. But there's also no denying that this kid is something special. Like Harry Chazelle, what you're going to get from him when he probably gets drafted to North. Like he'll more than likely get drafted to North. This is Harry Chazelle. Like he's probably reached his peak. Or when I say peak, like like Sam Walsh and Connor Rosie, the potential. Like Rosie. Walsh was the more, player ready, AFL ready, like Chazelle is. But this guy has probably got more potential than what Harry Chazelle does. And this is young South Australian midfielder Matthew, I think it's Philippou. That's how you pronounce it. Philippou. We'll go with that. He's a 190 centimetre midfielder for the, in South Australia, Woodville West Torrens. The Bombers would be nuts to pass on this guy. Because it, like, all this kind of screams like back in 2013, where the Saints were obviously contemplating Billings or Bontempelli, who was more ready-made. Billings, they elected to go him. Bontempelli was, late bolter, but he had a lot of potential. And now we know how that's played out. Like, everybody would draft Bontempelli number one in that draft. I know Cripps and Merritt were in that draft, but Bontempelli is by far the best player from that draft. Undoubtedly. There is no arguments about that.
Well, Bontempelli got taken ahead of Cripps back then, so.
And rightfully so. And he shown, and he's still, and I would today. But, and it's kind of the same thing with Chazelle and this Matthew Philippou. Now, the thing that would annoy me, right, and there were rumours floating around for the last couple of days that the Bombers were willing to trade down from pick 4. And it's like, because they want to take, maybe a couple of kids before the bid comes in for Owen Davey, which, going by some mock drafts, if it doesn't come, if a bid doesn't come to like pick 25, it's a big win for the Bombers, because that means they would have been able to draft potentially 2 talented kids.
How funny would it be if someone bids pick number 1 for Owen Davey?
That's not going to happen.
But how funny would that be?
Look, I'd be red-faced, not going to lie. I'd be wanting to find out whose idea it was.
That would be funny, yes. I would pay money to see that.
And I would, let's just say I wouldn't handle that very well. But you get my point. Like, now, I'm just saying, this club is going to do some funny things come this time of season, the off-season. They always like taking punts. Now, the start of the season, this kid wasn't really in the top 5, top 10 class. But hearing everything about this guy, why take the chance in hoping that he slips past the top 10? He will not slip past it. You take him. You take him with your first pick. They want to be risk takers. They've been risk takers in the past. What's stopping them now? What is stopping them now from picking a guy who could turn out to be the Essendon's version of Bontempelli?
I don't know. It sounds like they want to take a risk and gamble to try and get a couple.
I don't think it's a risk worth taking. If you walk away from the draft with this kid, Matthew Philippou, the midfielder, another kid taken pick 22, although they could trade that, and Owen Davey, plus the next generation academy kid, Munkara, I'd argue that is probably that is the best draft haul of all the teams already.
I mean, Ashcroft and Jasper Fletcher.
I'm not denying that, but when you consider who the Bombers would have drafted, then like Ashcroft isn't going to be in the guts straight away. You wouldn't think.
I mean, he could.
He won't.
He could be.
They just recruited Josh Dunkley.
Yeah, cool. He can still.
Lucky Dealers in there. Zorko still plays in there. That's like 3 or 4 guys.
What do you mean? That we only have Neil, Zorko, Dunkley, McCluggage, Jared Lyons, if he's even still in the team anymore.
Barry. So there's 6 guys. There is no way he's going to push out 2 or 3 of those guys. I don't care how talented he is. That is not going to happen. In a premiership contending team, that just can't happen. Maybe at Carlton, but not a premiership contending team. But if they do that, they come away as the best performer from the draft because of what they've had to work with. And knowing that, okay, yeah, look, luck may have fallen on their side, but like you walk away with that, you can't tell me you wouldn't be like happy with that. I know I would be.
Well, I mean, if it was Brisbane's draft haul, I'd be a bit disappointed because it means we didn't get Ashcroft.
But I mean, yeah, but that's your fault. Now, I would be the only thing I will say about, because like let's be honest, Essendon in the last couple of years they've kind of shaped up the draft. Like they shaped the draft in the COVID year where they took Cox, Perkins, Reed, Cox, Perkins, Reed. They shaped that draft because I don't think anybody expected them to take 2 key position players. They shaped up the draft last year where they drafted. Well, I mean, they say the guy that slided outside the top 10, but when they rejected 2 first-round picks for Hobbs, which is still mind-boggling that they would reject that. But
in 3 years' time, they could be. How could they have ever considered that?
No, I don't think that'll happen in 3 years' time. Hobbs isn't in the best 22 right now. I'd argue if this Matt Phillipou gets drafted, he pushes Ben Hobbs out of the best 22. Like, and plus that trade, and if the Bombers actually had done that trade, Richmond wouldn't have been able to get Taranto or Hopper because they wouldn't have had the draft capital. So the Dons probably did
Richmond a favour.
But I still don't think the kid's going to be anything special. Now, flipping, not to Western, we'll go a bit down in the alphabetical order of the AFL teams. We'll go to the Giants. Now, they did all the work to trade up to pick 1. And good on them. I don't know. And look, North have picks 2 and 3. And look, let's be honest, one of them is probably going to leave after the first or second year.
Well, they've turned pick 1 last year and pick 1 this year into picks 2 and 3 this year,
which is not good.
It's a bit shit.
But let's just try to think of like the top 3 or 4, right? So, and what you do as a Giants now, I know we will be doing a mock draft, which that's not going to be a video. That's going to be an actual post, by the way. So,
I mean, it could be both. It depends how we're feeling.
I'd probably prefer a post, considering that we do need to start posting, so that probably does help. But as the Giants, Ashcroft, yes, the best 18-year-old kid in the country, but you do not trade up for pick 1 to just bid on a kid. Like otherwise, every club would do that, right? No, they've got him with a plan, and you look at their biggest weakness at the moment, or one of their giant holes, and that's a tall forward.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the tall forward? Aaron Cadmane. Jeremy Cameron-like traits, you take him, right?
So he'll rock up at the Giants for a few years and then go off to Geelong for a flag.
I don't know. But that also plays well into Brisbane's favour because Brisbane right now are going, yes, this is what we wanted, because it all comes down to draft points, right? And if Ashcroft doesn't get bidded at pick 1, pick 2, that is a big win for Brisbane. They would have been like, that is the best case scenario. That is the scenario we would have wanted. They're going to get it. Now, North, they could go a few different ways, right?
I imagine there will be an Ashcroft bid at either 2 or 3 if it doesn't happen at 1.
Pick 2. So pick 2. So Brisbane will get, obviously, they'll have Ashcroft. So then North have picks 3 and 4. Who do they go with? They got to go with a guy with some X factor. Some guy up for Harry Chazelle. And then George Wardlaw, who was second to Ashcroft sorry, no, he wasn't. He had, although he has injury history, hamstring injury history, it's apparently he's worth the punt. Now, there's a chance that he could slip through to the Bombers, which would be that'd be an automatic no from me. I'd hate the pick already because 6 foot, he's 6 foot, which is the exact same size.
He's not exactly short. Settle down.
That is short compared to, that's my height.
Are you saying you're not tall?
I'm not tall, no. So he's a 6 foot mid. He has an injury history, so he'd be drafted to a club who just gets hit with injury year after year after year. And the last time the Bombers drafted a guy with an injury history in the first round, didn't turn out too well with the hamstring injuries. Elliot Kavanagh, 2011. He had an injury history going into his draft year. The Bombers took him. He's not in the league anymore, is he?
To be fair, a lot of people Essendon have drafted over the years aren't in the league anymore. So
Well, what we could say about all clubs.
yeah,
But so I just think that, like, I think it's clear cut what the Giants are going to do. You know what North are going to do with their with pick 2? They're going to place a bid. But it's then what North do with their. I mean, one of them's going to be Harry Chazelle. It's just a question of who's it going to be after that. So, but that's I kind of like you like we kind of get what the first 3 picks are going to be like. Like you're 99% sure of what they're like. They're going to be the first 3. It's about what's going to happen after. Now, and I know you mentioned this before, the how I compared the kid to Jeremy Cameron, the Aaron Cadman, Jeremy Cameron, and the go home factor. Now, I'm not good at geography, right? But isn't Australia larger than the US? Like land, like something like that. Like I don't know what it is, but like, isn't that something?
oh, and I will double check that.
Yeah, just double check that for me because I'm about to rip to every single 18-year-old kid who like you'll see where I'm going with this.
The United States is about 1.3 times bigger than Australia.
Oh well, I mean, no, well then, no, I don't know.
Are you talking about Europe?
No, not Europe. No, it was definitely the United States. It was something about the United States which had made Australia bigger. Like, I don't know if it was population or like landmass or size or square whatever or not, but something about the US. But anyway, you look at the kids that get drafted, right? Like in professional sport there. Hockey, NFL, NBA. You got kids, right, that go from one.
I mean, Australia is pretty much just as wide as the USA.
That's probably what I'm. That's probably where I'm referring to then. But like, listen to this though. So you got. So you'll get kids from what Florida getting drafted to, or say kids from Washington State going all the way down to Florida. That's the largest what. Isn't that like that's massive travel, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't really hear much about the go home factor there. Like, you don't hear about those kids crying about going home,
Yeah.
right?
American society is different to Australian society. Like literally in America,
But
once
the
you
thing
finish
is,
school,
though,
you go interstate to
but
go
the thing
and
is,
do.
though, these people, right? These athletes get paid more than most Australians, right? Like, I get, it's their job. Why are they complaining and sooking it up? Go home factor. They at least get to do something that they love, right? I just think that these kids need to learn how to grow up. That these
They are
Australian,
literally just out of high school, though.
so are some of the NBA draftees, aren't they?
Nope.
No.
They have to be 1 year removed from high school.
Okay, 1 year removed. Well, that is not necessarily the look. The AFL probably need to implement something to support them like that if they get drafted into state. But they are adults effectively, right? 18, you're an adult, and you get to play in a sport as your job, which you love. Well, people who love AFL obviously don't get to play it professionally. These guys do. They need to stop being precious and just suck it up. I have more respect for guys like David Mundy, Luke Shuey, than guys that just like guys like
Archie Perkins.
Yes, Archie Perkins. I have more respect for him. I have less respect for guys like who's some. I can't. Well, I was going to say Patrick Ryder, but he's from
Elliot Yeo, Jared Pollock, Billy Longer. Sam Doherty,
I know why you're saying those guys, but
anyone that left Gold Coast, Isaac Rankin,
yep.
Cameron, Patton.
I just have more respect for guys that are one club players. Like, well, not necessarily one club players, but like, they spend the majority of their career at an interstate club. They've built their career there. But I have less respect for kids that after 1, 2, 3 seasons they want to go home. Tanner Bruin, don't like him because you could. Do you remember that draft when he got drafted? You saw his face in the draft interview. Hell,
I remember it wasn't a very positive.
Exactly. He did not look happy. I have no respect for him. I have no respect for. I've no respect for Fantasia because his heart wasn't in it in his last 2 or 3 seasons at Essendon. So what I'm basically saying is these kids need to learn to grow the F up and just play where you're drafted because now the draft is compromised because of this. The go-home factor has just compromised the draft. So you're going to get kids taken too high than what they, where they usually be because of this, which means that there's going to be pressure on them. And, I mean, if they're going to cry about where they're playing, how the hell do you think they're going to stand up in pressure moments? They're not going to be able to. Luke Jackson's another one. No respect for him. So, but do you get my point, though?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're saying that seriously or
no, I do. Fuck off.
Well, so sometimes you just say that to shut me up. So I just want to make sure. Oh, I know you. I know you. I know what you think about me sometimes, and I think I can read that.
I'm feeling very attacked right now, Lockie.
As you should be. So, moving on.
Are we done with your AFL ramble? We'll go on to your American football ramble now.
No. We're going to talk about cricket.
Oh, what, the warm-up World Cup?
Yeah, the warm-up World Cup. Unfortunately, the World
Aussies suck at warm-up cricket.
The World X side defeated Pakistan. You get what I did there, I didn't.
World 11.
World 11.
Well, the Kiwi. Well, I don't think they had a South African in there. The South African was injured, but the guy from Zimbabwe, Sam Curran.
He's done Zimbabwe proud.
Yeah, he was born in Zimbabwe.
So was his brother. But look, and people are like, oh, this isn't good for Australia. But it's like, well, come on, man. Like, what's more important? Like, Test, ODI, or T20? Like, T20's. Speaking of that, Pat Cummins is not going to be participating in the IPL, which is a good thing because of international cricket. Like, I don't know why he apologised. I want to see more of this stuff. I want to see more people declining to play in a money-hungry league.
You don't want people to get that bag when the limited time they've got to get the bag?
Yeah.
You're weird, man. You're weird.
What's more important, though? Playing for your country or playing for some domestic team where you get paid a shit ton, but it's not the same feeling.
Whichever one feeds your family better.
Oh, get stuffed. Playing for your country is way more important
than feeding your family.
That can feed your family. It's just that you won't be able to buy your Bugatti. Oh, I know. I shouldn't have made that reference.
They're not kickboxers. Settle down.
Yeah, look, I shouldn't have made that reference. But the one country I do want to talk about, and they've got a history of just not performing when it matters most, and that's India. How many times have they just bowed out in like the semi-final?
A lot, I imagine. I'm not going to go and count for you, but
they have a lot.
It's great. It's the best thing ever.
I can't remember the last trophy that they won. Might have been a World Cup in 20.
I have no idea.
Exactly. So I mean, someone might be able to tell us if he was here. Yes, I am criticising him, and I'm in my rights to. But I just think for all their fans, talking about how they're so good and whatnot.
2014, they won the T20 World Cup.
T20. Okay, well, so that's 8 years ago.
They won the. Wait. Oh, no, sorry. They were runner-up in 2014. The last time they won was the One-Day World Cup in 2011.
That's over 10 years ago. And their fans are always saying that they're the number one. Suck it. When their team needs to perform, they don't. They crumble under pressure. They've shown it in World Cups. Like that was an embarrassing defeat to England or the World XI. You like that? Yeah, but do you like it? Like, I can tell you like it because you laugh
at it. 11.
Yeah.
That's your.
Oh, come on, it's funny. You gotta pay that. That's funny. You gonna pay it?
No.
Well, you know what? You can go get stuffed.
Okay, goodbye, Lockie.
Wait, no.
And this is another episode of the Alls.
In the ODI series between Australia and England, well, Australia's won that because, like, we all know England are just dog shit.
Did you see the 5 bowlers that they trotted out in the first game? Did you know who any of them were, other than Chris Jordan, because he played in the World Cup?
No, but well, that's their own fault.
Who were those people?
Well, Curran, didn't he win the man of the tournament?
Not in the first game. He didn't play. He didn't play the first game.
I actually didn't pay attention to the first game.
I'll bring up their bowling lineup from the first game, and you tell me how many of those names you actually recognize.
All right.
When was it? Was it Friday? Wait.
No, it wasn't Friday.
Thursday.
Yes.
All right. These are the guys who bowled against Australia.
All right.
Okay. David Willey.
Yeah, well, per Scorchers. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Ollie Stone.
No, that name doesn't ring a bell.
Luke Wood.
Yes, Melbourne Stars, I'm pretty sure.
Since when did he play for the Stars?
He just got drafted to the Stars, remember?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're in trouble then because he bowled pies. Chris Jordan.
Yes.
Liam Dawson bowled 10 overs.
Who the hell is that?
Exactly. And Dawid Malan bowled pretty much 2 overs.
The guy who pretty much carried their batting order.
Yeah, Dawid Malan.
Yes, no, I've obviously heard of him.
But that was their bowling lineup.
Jeez, wow. What happened to Broad and Anderson? Well, I know they're old, but
they won't play limited overs. Settle down. All right, and then in the second game, their bowling lineup was
Moeen Ali. I know he bowled.
Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, Liam Dawson still, Sam Curran, Chris Wokes, and David Willey.
So all but Dawson on you. And they still lost.
Well, yeah.
Despite a better lineup in the second game, they got absolutely clapped.
Yeah, because Steve Smith got 90, Marnus got 58, Mitch Marsh got a 50.
I'm actually surprised with Marnus because, like, he isn't much of a batter in ODI cricket as of late.
And guess what?
He did.
Alex Carey got a golden duck.
I know. I saw that in the highlights. I thought, oh no, you're gonna love that when we talk about it. But the one guy I've actually been pleasantly surprised with how well he's bowling is Zampa, because I've said that he doesn't stand up in pressure games, which I might need.
Well, did he do a whole lot in the World Cup?
He didn't. Well, then I might be able to just keep that statement to myself there because I still think that.
Yeah, because, game 2 of an ODI series against an England team that's still recovering from celebrating winning a warm-up World Cup. Josh Butler didn't even play in the second game. Moeen Ali was the captain.
No. I mean, and see, the Barmy Army on Twitter was like, they were still going on about, this isn't we still won the World Cup. It's like, bro, you're still going on about that?
That was so last week, man.
no one gives a shit about the T20 World Cup. So, yeah. So that's like, and game 3 at the G. Got tickets to that one thanks to my cricket club. No one wants to go with me, so I'm actually quite depressed.
Oh my God, I have other commitments. Sorry, geez, I've got actual cricket training for me. I don't care about Australia beating up a bunch of players from other countries around the
Level
world.
1. No, that's all right. No, you're excused. I wasn't having a go at
Yeah,
you.
well, you know what? I felt attacked, so I had to attack back.
You felt attacked. I feel attacked every time you speak to me because it feels like I've done something wrong. Oh, okay. I just didn't mean to sound depressed like that. I'm so sorry.
You
Now,
make me sound like I'm some sort of heartless bully or something.
you are.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
I am not horrible to you. Don't
Come,
look at me like that.
come on.
What? Are you saying that I'm to you what you are to your birds, huh?
Okay, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah,
I
that's
say,
what I
what
thought.
do you mean? I'm nice to my birds.
And I'm nice to you, Lockie.
See, if I was mean to them, they'd be chirping, but they're not.
If I was mean to you, you'd be chirping.
Yeah, and you are me.
That's why you're getting all high pitched, huh?
Oh,
Is this you chirping?
shut up. Okay, you got me now. We need to do so. The World Cup, Soccer World Cup, starts.
Oh God, not the Soccer World Cup.
That
Australia are going to win all 3 games
Oh no, I don't know.
and
Like
waltz straight through to the final.
they are. Well, they are not winning it. I don't know where the fuck you're getting that from. But
Oh,
look, well,
boo.
what are their chances of getting past the group? I feel like they have a slightly good chance. Like Tunisia, like who the fuck are they? I actually didn't even know that was a country, to be completely honest.
What do you mean? It's in Africa, right? And
Okay.
and you know Tatooine in Star Wars? That was filmed in Tunisia.
Oh. I still don't know that that was a fucking country, if I'm being completely
Oh
honest.
my God.
So Denmark, well, they're probably gonna, well, they're going through, and France, well, yeah, the World Cup curse.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
Australia's
already
gonna take
hitting them with all
advantage.
the injuries that they've got. Their star players got an ego problem, and then they've got a few other good players that are injured. So bit of they're in a bit of strife, which leaves Australia. They're in like they only just got past qualifier, mind you.
Australia only just made it to the World Cup, so
So for all these people saying that Australia should go through, I don't think it's going to be that simple as.
what do you mean? France suck. It's all right.
Look,
We're
I
gonna
think it's
batter
going to
them
get.
5-0, Lockie.
So
We're gonna batter France 5-0.
didn't a team get beaten 5-0 yesterday in the World Cup?
World Cup starts tonight.
I was reading. Never mind. I saw a result that was 5-0. I just know that. I didn't actually read the article, but I know that.
Yeah, the first match is at 3 a.m. tonight.
Between who?
Qatar and Ecuador.
Oh God. Prediction.
Ecuador.
Ecuador 3-1.
3-1,
Yep.
6-0.
Oh shit. Have I?
No, it's gonna be like 1-0 or something.
I was gonna say you're gonna make me think. Oh shit. Have I? Do I not know anything? I mean, I don't know anything, but like, don't tell me.
Qatar suck. The only reason they're playing is because the World Cup is in Qatar.
Okay, I'm changing my prediction to 4-1. I no, sorry, 4-0. 4-0.
Ooh, he chucked in a nil.
Yeah, 4-0. Who do Australia play first and what day? Just so, well, I mean, whenever this gets out, but like whenever, like,
It'll be out this week, Lockie. I guarantee it.
what, this one?
Yep. Australia play France at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, the 23rd of November.
So that'll be on KO, more than likely. Oh, actually, no, it won't. Will it?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, fucking, what good are you? Look up the.
I'm not good. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, look, if Australia do half decent against France, they're every chance to finish second in the group. They are not gonna fucking walk past it. But I need to talk about something, right? In the NFL,
It's not looking good. Locking, I don't think the World Cup's on KO.
that's all right. Now, we are going to talk NFL. Now, we're not going to go through results that we haven't talked about before, but like we'll go through a few kind of surprising results that, since we last recorded, surprising results that have happened as of, and then we will do our predictions.
Fucking Green Bay Packers, lazy.
We will
lazy.
talk about them later.
Nah, I'm fucking pissed off. I'm pissed off at Aaron Rodgers.
So,
I don't care if he's got no one to throw to.
was it week 8 or week 9 we did our last tips?
Hold on, let me consult my notepad. Week 8.
Week 8 was our last tip. So, I mean,
how many weeks have we missed?
Weeks 8, 9, 10. That was it. Like, because I don't think we spoke on the following week. So, like, well, I mean, from the week 8, I mean, really the only surprising result was oh wait, no, sorry, we did speak about week 8. So we got to do week 9 and 10.
Uh-huh.
So, well, weeks, I suppose. Well, the Bengals went absolutely off against the Panthers. Joey Burrow popped off.
Joe Burrow returned.
Yeah, he returned to an absolute.
He slaughtered some poor Panthers, didn't he?
Oh no, he didn't. Their running back did. Their running back rushed for 153 yards off 22 carries, and so he went. He was nice. The Dolphins and the Bears. Well, the Justin Fields is starting to show why, like who he can be. But and apparently they were robbed. Some reffing.
Wait, who won?
Miami beat Chicago 35-32.
Well, Miami should have won that.
No, Chicago
were
robbed. Now,
well, Miami should have won that by a lot more than they did.
Yeah, they should have on paper, but obviously not. Tyreek Hill popped off. He had 7 receptions for 143 yards and a touchdown that game. So
not bad.
He just an average day for him. And Justin Fields, rushing wise, this is literally the Lamar Jackson. Like, I'd say he's better than Lamar Jackson at the moment.
Oh my god!
At the moment, form wise.
Oh my god!
Because Justin Fields rushed 15 times for 178 yards and a touchdown. So,
wait, a quarterback.
Yes.
Rushed 15 times for 178 yards.
Here's the thing, though. His offensive line is so.
Black.
It is so like bottom like 3 or 4. So he has to run for his life most of the time. The Lions beat the Packers in week 9.
You fucking what?
Yes.
No way.
They beat them.
Aaron Rodgers, my guy. What are you doing?
Aaron Rodgers threw 3 interceptions.
Aaron.
And well, Jared Goff did really nothing because he didn't have to. Because Aaron Rodgers gave him the ball 3 times. But it was a low-scoring game. It was 9-15. The Colts lost 23-26 to the Patriots. Now, this one hurt. The Bills lost to the Jets. Now, the Jets at this point had the number 1 ranked defense. Their number 1 corner. I have to make a post about this guy because he is in serious consideration to being. Well, first of all, defensive player of the year, but also he could be the top corner in the NFL. I mean, Josh Allen didn't have a good game.
Isn't that the game Josh Allen got injured?
He got the elbow injury, yes.
So they had to injure him to win.
But the thing is, it wasn't like, and it was his throwing arm, but he still could throw the ball like 70 yards down the field. So it's not like anything was wrong.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a good game. He threw 2 interceptions. He rushed for 2 touchdowns, but that's not what he's there to do. The Jets, I mean, their quarterback wasn't really that impressive. I mean, he threw a touchdown, but he wasn't like that. But their corner, his name is Sauce Gardner, but he's Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Now, he has a reputation of not giving up a touchdown. He never gave up one in high school or college. And he came in with a bit of an ego. Like, he was really confident, and he's proving it. And this game, he gave up one big play, but then for the rest of the game, he was shut out.
Flawless.
He was flawless. He got an interception. He doesn't really get a lot of interceptions. He's known for shutting down players. So, and just because a player gets interceptions doesn't necessarily mean that they're a great lockdown corner, like Trevon Diggs last season.
So hold on. So are you saying that if he was to go on someone like Odell Beckham Jr. for a game, right? Odell Beckham Jr. is not scoring a touchdown in that game.
More than likely. Stephon Diggs was supposedly one of the better receivers in the game. Nope. I think he played on Jamar Chase of all receivers. Nope. Tyreek Hill. Nope. He has just been shut out. Now, the Raiders and the Jaguars, I'm sorry, but the Raiders are the most... I know Denver has something to say about this, but the Raiders, the most underperforming team this season. They are 2-6. They led this game, I think it was 18 or 20-0, and they lost 20-27.
So wait, they were up 20-0, and then they lost without scoring again.
Yep. We all think Russell.
That's almost impressive.
Russell Wilson, we all think Russell Wilson was the worst signing by a team. I tell you,
it was a trade, wasn't it? And then they gave him a massive contract.
Yep. The worst free agency signing was Chandler Jones, a pass rusher who was with the Patriots and Cardinals. Half a sack. That's not good. And there wasn't really... Devontae Adams had 10 receptions and 146 yards, but nothing really special. Trevor Lawrence didn't really do anything special either. So it was just one of those weird games. Then week 10, last week, the Panthers beat the Falcons, which kind of did surprise me. Mariota wasn't really that good. He got sacked 5 times. He threw for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception.
I reckon he needs to get sacked one more time by his team. That's it.
The Panthers, because it was a bad weather. Their quarterback only threw it 16 times, but their running back, who came off he was cut by the Falcons last year. He's now with the Panthers. He rushed 31 times for 130 yards.
Not bad, dude. Not bad.
Exactly. Then the Texans and the Giants. Well,
the Giants won.
The Giants won. They beat the Houston Texans 24-16. So it wasn't a pretty game. But that means the Giants are 7-2. And this is last week's results, by the way. They're going
to win a Super Bowl, Lockie. It's coming home.
It's 7-2.
Actually, do you even care if they win the Super Bowl, or are you just happy if they make the playoffs?
I'll be happy if they make the playoffs. 7 wins was probably their limit. And they've exceeded.
Oh, so they're not going to win again this season, is that what you're saying?
No, they can. I think they will, and I think they can. Saquon Barkley just had one of those games again. 35 carries for 152 yards and a touchdown.
Not bad.
Daniel Jones, highest passer rating of all game, of all quarterbacks, the highest this season. 13-17 for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pass rating of 153.3. So he went off. Now, the Seahawks and Buccaneers. Who do you think won that?
Seahawks.
Incorrect. The Bucs won that 21-16. So since he's been divorced, Tom Brady's 2-0.
So we just need it to go through, and then he's good to go.
Yep. Geno Smith still played all right. He threw for 2 touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over. They had no running game, though, whatsoever. Tom Brady, he did throw an interception, but he threw for 2 touchdowns. Again, really, there wasn't really much of... They're now 5-5, though, so they go back to the top of that division. Now, this one, again, kind of hurt. Buffalo and Minnesota, this one went down to the wire. So Buffalo went from being number 1 in their division to number 3 because of this loss in
Because
overtime.
of one loss.
Yep.
Jesus.
Well, they've lost their last 2. They were winning like 24-7, I think. But they lost 33-30.
That's unfortunate.
So Kirk Cousins was ordinary for most of the game. He had 50 passing attempts through 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Dalvin Cook only rushed the ball 14 times, but he had an 81-yard rushing touchdown. But their receiver, Justin Jefferson, he is the best receiver in the league at the moment. 10 receptions, 193 reception yards for a touchdown.
That sounds like a Madden stats.
That is. Now, Josh Allen, he had another ordinary game. He had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. His last interception.
Was it his fault or was it the receiver?
No, it was his fault. And Stephon Diggs, 12 receptions, 120 yards, 28 yards. I think the thing with the Bills, though, and I think with Allen, I'm not making any excuses for him. He's got to stop with the turnovers. There's no doubt about that. He's playing himself out of MVP contention now. It's literally.
No. That means Lamar Jackson's going to be the guy with the MVP still.
It's going to be between Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Lamar's not going to come anywhere close to being in the top 5.
What do you mean? Lamar could absolutely turn it on for the last few games.
He won't.
But
he won't. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why when we get to Baltimore's game.
Oh no!
But I think the thing with Allen and the thing with Buffalo, they're trying to get him to do too much and putting a lot of pressure on him. Their running game is non-existent without him. They just need to find ways to get
other people to do stuff
rather than making one player do it all. And Allen's a bit like, in my opinion, Brett Favre. Like Brett Favre, he was a turnover machine for Green Bay, but he made a lot of freakish plays. But turnovers will cost you, and he fumbled the ball with 40. He could have ended the game late in the game. This is in this game here, Allen, but he fumbled the ball, and the Vikings got a touchdown because of that. So
Dang.
It wasn't a very good game for Buffalo. The Lions beat the Bears 31-30.
Aren't Detroit meant to be terrible? They've just won 2 in a row.
No, I expected them to win at least 7 or 8 games this season.
Oh, okay.
So not necessarily the best. But again, Justin Fields popped off, the quarterback. 13 carries for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Are you sure he should be a quarterback?
Well, I could say the same thing about Lamar. Like, should he be one? Exactly. And their receiver, not much. The Broncos lost to the Titans 17-10. And by the way, this was my worst week of tipping. I got 7 out of 14, so I was ordinary. Russ wasn't
last week. What did I do? I'll see if I can find my.
Russ wasn't really that good. He went 21-42, 1 touchdown. And Tannehill was fairly decent. Then the Chiefs beat the Jaguars 27-17, which was probably to be expected. Trevor Lawrence did all right. Christian Kirk, their overpaid receiver, 9 receptions, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Mahomes, and this is why he's in MVP contention, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And it was just an even spread for their receivers. The Dolphins absolutely killed the Browns 39-17.
Tua. Do you reckon Tua could win MVP?
He could. And I think the most valuable player has to be most valuable to their team. When he wasn't playing, they were
no Tua, no Dolphins.
Isn't that really the definition of an MVP?
No, if the phrase is no insert player's name, no insert team name.
And Tua, without Tua, they were 0-3. With Tua, they are 7-0 this season.
Yeah, they haven't lost with Tua.
Exactly. People, look, he has limitations, but why change a winning formula? He's good enough to win you games, quite clearly. Yeah, and what he did in that game, he threw 3 touchdowns. One to Tyreek Hill, who had an off game for him. He only had 5 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown.
Must have been locked down.
Yeah, that literally, that's kind of what it is. Like, he got locked in. Yeah, the Steelers beat the Saints. I picked the Saints. Don't know why. Old mate Jameis Winston wasn't playing. Andy Dalton wasn't. He threw 2 interceptions.
Steelers
So,
beat the Saints. I picked the Steelers.
yeah, no, well, Jameis Winston ain't playing, but I think we may as well, rather than going with how many picks is Winston going to throw, how many picks is
The
Dalton
Saints going to throw?
Because he threw 2, and Kenny Pickett just really did nothing. And, well, the Colts beat the Raiders. The Packers beat the Cowboys.
Unbelievable. Freaking Green Bay.
Yeah, I know,
They
right?
win when I don't want them to win, and then they lose when I want them to win.
Then
It's
the
unbelievable.
Cardinals beat the Rams, which was to be expected. The Rams are shot. Like, they got their Super Bowl now. They're going to spend years in the
Aren't they just injured? Isn't everyone injured, or is that the Chargers that are injured?
Oh, well, I mean, the Chargers' top corner's injured, but no, there is somebody injured. Well, now Cooper Kupp's injured.
There we go. That's who I was thinking of.
He's injured. And, well, really, there was nothing much else to report from that week. Now, this
Wait,
week.
who won the Washington Eagles game?
Oh, wait, did that not game? That game didn't show up on here, did? Oh, the Commanders won.
Wait, so you're telling me Philadelphia lost? Is that their first loss?
That's their first loss.
To the
Washington
Commanders.
have won like their last 2 or 3 games. Or 4.
The Commanders are balling, are they?
Yeah, they are balling right now. So then this week, now the Thursday night game, or Friday for them, or Friday for us, Thursday for them, was the Titans and the
Green
Packers.
Bay.
I tipped the Titans.
Freaking Green Bay.
You tipped
Green Bay.
Green Bay? Well, the
Green
Titans
Bay.
won 27-17. Then
Rodgers, man.
now we've got Falcons and Chicago.
Oh, Falcons, easy.
I don't know. I mean, Chicago are scoring points.
No
I
way.
have tipped Falcons. I think Mariota will finally, he'll have
Figure it out.
Oh, not figure it out. He's long past figuring it out. Now, this game is being played in Detroit because of what's happening in Buffalo at the moment with all the snow. Buffalo, Cleveland. I've gone Buffalo. Josh Allen in a dome stadium with a roof. He's very, very good, which might be what he needs to regain form. So I've gone Buffalo by 3 touchdowns.
I've got faith in our guy Josh Allen.
Oh, it's our guy now, is it?
Yeah, he's the guy of the podcast. With the amount you talk about him, I've never said he's not good. I just said I like Lamar Jackson.
Well, that's all right. Fair enough. Philadelphia, Indy. I've gone Philadelphia by 10
Philadelphia,
points.
surely.
Yep. New Orleans Saints, Rams. I think, without Cooper Kupp, they have no offense, the Rams. So I'm going the Saints. But I still expect Dalton to throw 1 pick.
Yeah, that's how the Rams are going to get a score.
With an interception.
Well,
and I'm still waiting to hear your blowout game as well, by the way. So
I'm looking for it. I'm not sure I see it.
You have to wait until I answer the game. You can't just fucking say it.
I'm just looking. I'm just trying to plan ahead.
The Giants and Detroit at the Giants Stadium. Now, Jared Goff,
Saquon Barkley
is
big game.
Terrible. So I'm going the Giants by 10 points. This could be the game where the Giants score 30 points.
Saquon Barkley, 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so
big game by Saquon.
Big game. Now this one, Baltimore, Carolina. Now all I've tipped Baltimore, but all I've done, right, is all Lamar has to do is just game manage, because that is really what he is. He's not an elite player. He's a game manager.
Right.
Quarterbacks.
This is Lamar's game. This is Lamar's game.
What, to throw 3 touchdowns against the bottom 3 side?
Yeah, 3 throwing touchdowns, and he'll rush into himself.
But that's not impressive against the bottom 3 side. You don't.
Oh, My God.
It's not. If he did that against the Chiefs, I would respect that. But he's doing it against a side that is shit. They've got an interim coach.
Yeah, because they went and sacked the other guy.
Still shit. You're missing the point.
You're a bit fucking grumpy.
Yeah, because I'm sick and tired of people trying to say that. I'm sick and tired of people putting Lamar Jackson in the same sentence as Mahomes and Josh Allen.
I'm sorry.
He's not.
2 of those 3 have MVPs. Just saying.
And 2 of those guys have more than one playoff win and have actually gotten to an AFC championship game.
MVP.
Playoff performer. Playoff performers.
Did he win a Super Bowl? No, there you go. It doesn't matter.
Sorry?
Did he win a Super Bowl?
Hey,
no,
hang
it
on
doesn't
though.
matter.
Shit can win MVPs. Matt Ryan and Cam Newton won MVPs.
Are you saying Cam Newton was completely shit his entire career?
Not in his entire career, no.
There you fucking go, mate.
But is he in the league now? No.
Okay, no.
Exactly. And that's the exact he's the exact type of player that Lamar is.
Oh
You
my
just-
God.
Okay, look, we can't keep going about that because this is a whole nother segment for another time. Will he be able to play more than 10 years in the league? Obviously,
Yes, done.
no. But
Answered.
we'll get into that. That's a segment for another day.
You want to do a high school style debate? I'll have argument 1. You do your rebuttal.
No, because my rebuttal is always going to be like, because he's a running fucking player. It doesn't work. Okay, Washington to Houston. I'm going Washington.
I've gone Washington.
Yep. New England, Jets. I've
Jets.
got New England.
Jets.
Zach
Yeah.
Wilson against the Patriots is shit. I think he's thrown like 10 interceptions in like
I don't
3
give
games.
a shit. The cornerback will do bits.
All right. Denver, Las Vegas Raiders. I've got
Oh
Denver.
my God. It's a battle of who wants to lose this game, who wants to not win more. I reckon there is no way that Wilson, because Wilson wants to do his stupid Broncos country, let's ride.
So I'm going Denver in a low-scoring game because that's what it's been.
Mostly because literally the only guy on the field who wants to win the game is their quarterback.
Or the kicker. Minnesota, Dallas.
Okay, I said only guy who wants to win the game. I didn't say only guy who could win the game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I've just looked at the rest of the games. You only have a couple of games to pick a blowout. Minnesota, Dallas.
Blowout. Saquon Barkley scoring 4 touchdowns, dude.
Yeah, but you didn't predict what the margin was going to be.
Fucking 7.
7 touchdowns. Oh, you're feeling cheeky with an A, not an E.
Idiot. I'm not fucking flashing my cheeks at everyone.
Cheeky. Minnesota or Dallas? I've got Minnesota.
Minnesota. You know what? Minnesota by 5. Dallas just suck.
What do you mean they suck? They're like 6 and fucking 3.
Suck.
Okay, they're not. So let me get this straight. They are not them boys.
Let me just think. Who's lost to the Green Bay Packers in the last 3 weeks?
So let me guess. They are not them boys.
No.
They're not them boys.
They're going to get blown out by Minnesota.
They're going to get blown out by them boys.
Damn fucking straight.
Kansas City Chargers. I've got Kansas City.
Is this even a question?
Well, actually, the last time they played, it got down to like almost overtime.
Yeah, and which team had Cooper Kupp playing? Oh, wait.
Wait, what the? I said Chargers, not Rams.
Doesn't Cooper Kupp? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Chiefs are still winning. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I'm an idiot.
You
Chiefs
had a
still
brain
winning.
fart moment. You had a brain fart moment.
I'm too tired, apparently.
Then, okay, so the Bengals and the Steelers. Now, we know what happened in week 1. Joey
Joe
Burrow
Burrow.
couldn't, he was ordinary this game.
Revenge game.
Instead of throwing 4 interceptions, he's going to throw fucking
4
5
picks.
touchdowns.
He's
He's
going to
throw
throw
4
picks and he's going to go 8-4. 8 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's just gonna
Keep
go
dialing
nuts.
them up. So Joey Burrow throwing five big ones for me. And then the last one, well, this one should be pretty straightforward because one cares more about Call of Duty than the other bloke. San Fran and Arizona. I got San Fran all the fucking way.
Kyler Murray. Let's ride. Kyler Murray is my guy.
Bro,
I
I'm
gotta back in my guy, Kyler Murray. I don't care if fucking Christian McCaffrey join the fucking best running team in the NFL. They've still got Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's gonna hold them back somewhat.
It's gonna hold him back. They've got a winning record when he plays.
Jimmy Garoppolo. He ain't it, Chief.
He's him.
He is not him.
He is him.
He is not him.
He is him.
No, there is no way. You don't even believe that.
If he played on the Giants side, I would be confident that we'd get to the playoffs. Maybe not get to the Super Bowl.
Because you've got fucking what's his name?
Hey, to be fair though, he's playing better this season than Lamar Jackson is this season. So I'm happy with who we've got at the moment. I know I was off Daniel Jones' back last season, but this season.
But that was last season. This is this season.
This season, he looks like a brand new quarterback. He is an absolute stud right now. You know what? My prediction for Daniel Jones this week, he will throw 3 touchdowns, all in the first fucking quarter, mind you. He will throw.
Always work early, and then he can go sit in the ice bath while
Yeah, he can sit out for the second half and get ready for Dallas.
So he'll get his 3 touchdowns, and then he'll go, okay, Saquon, now it's your turn to get 4.
No, he'll be like, okay, now I might just, or he could go, all right, I feel a bit sorry for the Detroit Lions. I might just give them a few.
I'll give him a couple points.
No, not points. I might give him a few. I might give him some easy field and just throw it straight to them. Just go, oh yeah, that's all right. I feel sorry for you anyway.
Here, have the ball.
Just like what Jameis Winston does. So generous of you. We score, you can score. It's just that we need to score about 3 times just so we don't make our fans shit the bed.
Nice.
And get nervous. But I feel like, well, I'll be looking forward to tomorrow morning when I wake up and see that the Giants are 8-2 and they're going to be one step closer to signing Odell Beckham.
Is he actually interested in coming back?
Yep. He's liked a few things.
Is he going to play this year?
Yeah, he will.
Oh, so he's like going to be playoff reinforcements.
He was like that for the Rams, though. When he joined,
Cooper Kupp,
he's him. He is him.
You weren't saying that when he left.
Yeah, because I thought he was a drama queen, but now I realise that he wasn't the problem. It was our stupid general manager. But guess what? He is him. He is him.
How many hims are there? You've pronounced 5 guys as him in the last 10 minutes.
Like who? Tell me the 5 players then.
Jimmy Garoppolo, apparently. Fucking Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
What else were we talking about?
You can't even fucking remember. Come on.
I mean, the entire Cowboys team, apparently.
What? No.
What were you saying with the Cowboys?
Them boys. Oh, no, that's just the main thing.
I know. Joe Burrow is him. Yeah, I mean, you didn't say it, but Joey Burrow is him.
Yeah, he is him.
Okay, so it's not 5.
Yeah, exactly. So
you called me out. That's bullshit.
You grill me about giving out false information on my Twitch stream, and then look at you. You're giving it false information.
I did hyperbole. It's fine. It was a deliberate exaggeration. Okay. Yours was just plain.
Oh, well, no, you forgot one. Daniel Jones. I said he was him.
So that's 4.
That's 4. Oh, you know what?
Josh Allen is him.
Yeah, that's 5. There you
Aaron Rodgers is not him.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers is not him.
What is your beef with Rodgers? Is it because
he can't win when I want him to win?
And when you don't want him to win and he wins, you go, fuck him.
Yes, exactly. He can't win.
He's just not with them boys. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But
I mean, the fact he won an MVP last season, he's playing like
he
this.
won it the
this
last
season.
2 seasons.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
You seem shocked.
I'm cut. I'm sad. Aaron Rodgers, a magnificent head of hair, and he can't throw a football anymore.
Bro, he's becoming a turnover machine.
Okay, he's becoming more like Jameis Winston.
Lamar Jackson when the game's on the line. There you go.
Seems like a pretty good time to end now.
Exactly right. I was thinking the exact same thing. Now, we are hoping to be more. I will grill my guys about this.
So me,
Well,
this is just a 2-man operation at the moment, man.
Well, I'm gonna grill Summit at another separate time, and he'll copy. My birds want me to do it. You can hear them going off in the background. I can. They're getting rolled up.
Oh my god, you're not going to sleep. You've got too much adrenaline pumping through your veins.
No, it's all right. I'll have Nurofen to knock me out.
You just have a massive list of he is him. He is him.
Right, that's what I dream about. Who's him? When I go to bed, I'll be like, is
You
he
have to list off every him in the NFL.
Bro, yeah, literally everybody. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, Sauce Gardner, he's him. That was the other guy that I said. Who's him?
5.
That's 6.
So I didn't go enough.
6. You want to go to 10?
No, I'm good. Lamar Jackson is him.
No, he's not. He's not fucking him. He is a
Christian
game
McCaffrey is him.
Who?
Christian McCaffrey.
He is him, mate. He's a
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, fucking oath he's him. If he doesn't get, if he isn't nominated for like offensive player of the year.
You know who is the biggest him?
No.
Fitzmagic.
Oh, my soul. Anyway, I think on that happy note, it's time to wrap it up. We hope you enjoy this when it does get released. Yeah, see ya.
That's a lot of confidence you have there, Lockie.
Yeah, I know.